It's go time. So excited. This is about as excited as I get. The temperatures are sweet for doing lime, finally. We're coming into spring. I can do lime work because we are between 80 and 40 degrees. It's supposed to be in the mid 40s all week long. And coincidentally, I also have to submit progress report photos for my owner opt-out permit. So we haven't touched this all winter. I am going to get going on framing in this. I know I mentioned this before, but we are going to frame in the stonework so that I have a guide for making sure that all my stone is exact as I can get it. Because I'm an amateur at this stuff, so I need all the help I can get. So as you can see, I've already got one part of my frame going on, and I got a bee on my hand. And I'm going to go ahead and start working on another frame for the center and for the other corner. And when I have that done, it should make life a lot easier, making sure that these walls are straight so that they don't fall down. So we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna put this thing in time lapse and get rolling on it. I bought 3 bags of lime right over there. And I have no more excuses. I'm gonna work on this for 6 days straight, and hopefully we can get this wall up quite a bit. I also need to start putting in my side walls. I'm probably gonna have to get in here with the tractor, get in here with Bonnie, and push this mound back. I'm gonna pull out some of this material, and I'm going to use it to backfill my first garden bed here, because this side is a lot lower. I'm gonna have to bring the ground up higher here, but in order to do that, I need to actually have a wall that's gonna go up and up and up to here. And I've decided that instead of stoning in my garden beds, I'm going to use the hyperadobe bags instead and plaster it. So the interior will have plastered raised beds, and I'm decided I think I'm going to do hyperadobe also for the interior wall that's going to be on top of this hill, that's going to be separating the kitchen from the greenhouse. We'll do hyperadobe for that too, but I do need to get this side walls started. At least I need to get a perfect square, and that might be difficult because my stones, I am not using sandstone. If I was in England using sandstone or something like that, you can get perfect square on everything, but because I'm using lava rock essentially, this stuff is very hard. It is way harder than sandstone, and it is very hard to nick off and make perfect corners, but I can do the best that I can. I don't even really have real stonemason tools. I'd really like to order some and see if that makes life a lot better. But yeah, we're working with lava rock. This stuff, when you chisel that, it's kind of red right now, or orange. But when you chisel at it, it reveals it's more of this color here when you chip away, even though this is caliche. But and you can see all the fine little sparklies that are in there, crystals and all that stuff. So this stuff is not easy to work with. There's not one square piece on this property, so everything has to be faced that's going to be out for people to look at. This, the outside walls all need to be faced. But enough talking. I'm going to get up this framework it's going to allow me to attach guidelines so that I can keep my wall plumb. And that was the problem I was having before. It's hard to tell, but I have a little wonkiness to this wall. It's not too bad where I'd have to take it down completely and restart, but at least it's all at the same height, where the wonkiness is all at the same height, so it'll be consistent at least. And then we'll start doing better work from this point on, and it'll have the slopes that I need, the military slopes. That's basically this angle here. It was made to keep people from climbing up the walls. I guess there's something at that angle, it's very difficult to climb. But yeah, let me get going. I guess I need to point out that somehow when I was doing this wall, I did 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, but I forgot to remove the last foot off of this one, off this buttress. So I should have went 3 feet, because I was correcting my center walls. I was making them exact lengths, and then when I did it, I completely forgot that I needed to move this wall over more from this side. But it's not a big deal. I'm gonna just go with it anyways. So this will be a 4-foot buttress, and the other 2 will be 3 feet buttresses. And also when I was doing this, I was gaining width at this end also. So, I mean, it's gonna add extra support, but I need to correct this, and putting up this frame is gonna help me do that. But these rocks that you see here will be under the backfill anyways. You're not gonna see it, so I'll be able to correct the width of this wall from the back side. The other thing I wanted to mention is nothing is level here, speaking about the ground. So, the boards were very difficult to try to get all this level and at the angles that I wanted. It's very technical, and I have to do the same thing here. This is going to be a wider. I might cut it off at like 6 feet high and put a shelf there for some reason, maybe a light fixture there or something, just to get it back to the 3 feet width mark. So I'll have like a 1-foot shelf somewhere on this side of the wall. Maybe I'll put a pot there or some plants, or I don't know what I'm doing with it, but we will correct it eventually. Just as we go along, I'll be inspired by something and figure it out. So we got 2 frames put up. I need to put up 1 more. And if you notice, not only do I have an extra foot this way, but I have half a foot this way. So what can you do? I guess that's gonna become a shelf, that extra space there or something. But yeah, the frame, it needs to be level and plumb. These wonky boards, it's not gonna matter. I'm just using scrap wood, but I did run out of 2x4s. I bought the cheapest 2x4s I could because I knew that this was just gonna be put together and taken down. And I mean, if it works, I'm just gonna keep using these frames over and over again for the house, because I intend on doing at least the corners of the entire house just like this. There's one board down there, you can see the one closest all the way up then. It needs to come back in, so I'm probably gonna want to fix that before we start doing some stonework. You too? They all want to get in. Alright, you guys have fun. Oh, that one got worse. it should make my life a little easier. So right here, I built this platform, so to say. Took a railroad tie, popped it in the center, and this is so I can stand up and thump my stone upon something, so I can have two alternatives. I can squat down like I've been and it hurts my back after a while, sitting on a rock, smashing rocks, smashing stones, or I can stand up and throw a rock up on top and work on it that way. When I get my saws all charged up, I'm gonna cut this down about a foot lower because I really want to work with the stone at my hip height. That way I'm not having to lift my arms up too high, because the 2.5 pound hammer gets a little exhausting after a while, even though it is just 2.5 pounds. But you're slamming it against stone, you're breaking rock, and that gets fatiguing after a while. So hopefully, once my sawzall charges, I'll cut this down a bit so it's at a better height. But for right now, it gives me that option of sitting down or standing up, because I need to stretch my back often doing this. And I'm making my way through this stone. This was about 3 bucket loads with Bonnie over there of stone. I'm gonna face it all today, and that's the stuff that I've been facing is over there. And once this pile's cleaned up, some of this rock, I'm discovering certain rocks are definitely not useful for this type of work. Like, I've been finding that this shape rock here, it doesn't want to split in half, and it's very hard, and there's no flat side to it whatsoever to work with. So I'm not going to put this in the wall. I'm going to take some of these stones that I brought up here and put them in my garden bed for landscaping. That's about all I can do with them, I think. And if I need them at a later point, they'll be in the garden, so you can come get them there. But yeah, there's also this type of stone here, very crumbly, so you can't get an edge on it. You can't face this stone very easily. So I figure this will be another landscaping type stone. So when I go hunting for stone again in the wilderness, I'm gonna leave this type of stone and this type of stone where it's at, because I can't use it on this project at least. Yeah. Besides facing it, I also need corners. So there's corners here. 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 5. There will be a 6th one over here. So I have to chisel and get 2 flat sides on those. So when I find a stone that's ideal for that, I make my way and work it and give it 2 sides. So there you go, I have a square corner. It's pretty square. It's not perfect, but you know what? I'm learning, and I'll get better with time. Unfortunately, my best stone work will probably be my last stone work on this house. That's how it is with everything. Your best work is your last 2 minutes of your job. So basically everything you've seen in this video was prepping, or mise en place as the French say. Mise en place. Everything in its right place. We need to get it all together. The stone's been pounded out. I've made a station to work on, so work will be a lot easier. So now I have no excuses, but I'm not going to be doing any stonework in this video. What you're seeing is what you get. Probably going to have a couple other videos coming up soon that aren't stone related, but we hope that you enjoyed this video, and we hope you come back again. We'll see you guys. Adios, muchachos.